Chapter 1. The Arrival. As the heavy gates clanged shut behind me, the echoes reverberated through the cavernous hallway, amplifying the dread coiling in my stomach. My name is Marcus, and this is my new reality, a maximum security prison where freedom feels like a distant memory. The air is thick with the scent of metal and uncertainty. My mind races back to that fateful night, an impulsive act, a crime of passion, and the lives I shattered in an instant. Other inmates eye me with curiosity, some with the faintest hint of camaraderie, while others seem poised to prey on weakness. I cling to my thoughts like a lifeline, haunted by regret yet yearning for redemption. In this daunting space, I wrestle with my identity, grappling with the consequences of my actions. As the sounds of distant laughter and despair blend into a chaotic symphony, I wonder, can I ever find peace behind these bars? Chapter 2. Ghosts of the Past. Elena's voice trembles softly, yet carries the weight of her years as she reminisces. I always thought I could escape my past, but here I am, surrounded by the ghosts I've tried to forget. The rhythmic clacking of her knitting needles fills the air, a stark contrast to the prison's harshness. She speaks of her childhood, where laughter was often drowned by chaos and neglect. I turned to crime to find control in a world that felt out of reach, she reveals, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Moments of lost love echo through her tale, a poignant reminder of choices made in desperation. I thought I'd find freedom, but I only found despair, she admits. Yet amidst her regrets, there's a flicker of resilience. I'm learning every day. Perhaps it's never too late to confront the past. As the ambient sounds fade, Elena's reflections linger, weaving a tapestry of pain, hope, and the quest for redemption. Chapter 3. The Hustle. Jamal's voice crackles with energy as he recounts his life behind bars, painting a vivid picture of the prison yard, a microcosm of the outside world where survival requires street smarts and adaptability. You gotta hustle hard, man, he begins, his tone animated. It's all about respect. You walk in, and it's like a jungle. You can't show weakness. The ambient sounds of clanking weights and laughter echo around him, blending with the chatter of inmates. Jamal shares stories of underground dealings, where food and favors are currency, forging unexpected alliances among rival factions. In here, it ain't just about trust, it's about survival, he emphasizes, detailing a tense standoff that turned into a bond over shared struggles. Through his charismatic narration, laughter punctuates the darker moments, proving that even amid chaos, friendships can blossom. Jamal's tales remind us that resilience is found in the most unexpected places, highlighting the camaraderie that transcends boundaries behind the bars. Chapter 4. Forged in Fire. David, an ex-cop turned inmate, steps into the shadows of his past with a heavy heart. The clang of metal doors echoes through the corridor, a haunting reminder of the betrayal that led him here. You think you know right from wrong until you're forced to survive among those you once judged, he narrates, his voice steady yet laced with bitterness. In this intense environment, David grapples with the moral dilemmas that haunt him. He recounts a confrontation with a fellow inmate, a battle of wills that escalates rapidly, punctuated by distant shouts and the ominous sound of fists meeting flesh. Every day, you fight not just for survival, but for your soul, he reflects, torn between his ingrained sense of justice and the harsh reality that surrounds him. Yet amid this turmoil, glimmers of resilience emerge. Moments of solidarity with unexpected allies remind him that even in the darkest settings, humanity can triumph. Chapter 5. Forged in Fire. David's voice cuts through the echoing clamor of the prison yard, a hardened edge now softened by the scars of betrayal. Once an unwavering protector of the law, his belief in justice has transformed into a relentless fight for survival. You think it's all rules in here? He says, the bitterness creeping into his tone. Out there, I wore a badge. In here, I wear fear on my sleeve. The sounds of distant shouting punctuate his narration, each clang of metal a reminder of the constant tension that grips the prison. David reflects on broken alliances and harrowing encounters that challenged his moral compass. In here, it's eat or be eaten, he admits, recalling a harrowing face-off that left him questioning everything he once stood for. Yet amid the chaos, a flicker of resilience ignites within him. I know that even in the darkest corners of this place, I can still emerge as something more. His journey is a testament to the transformative power of survival in the face of adversity. Chapter 6. Family Ties. I can still hear their laughter, the way my son used to call my name with pure joy. Knowing I'm not there for them, every moment feels like a heavy weight on my chest. Sophia's voice trembles with emotion as she recalls her life before incarceration. She describes the mundane yet precious moments with her children, from bedtime stories to soccer games. In the stark solitude of her cell, memories flood in like a bittersweet tide. I thought I was doing it all for them, trying to provide, but I lost sight of what truly mattered. The ambient sounds of distant children playing waft through her narration, reminding listeners of what she's missing. Sophia shares her hope for reunion, detailing the steps she's taking in prison to reunite with her family, a rehabilitation program that brings her a sense of purpose. I refuse to be just a face in a mugshot. I'm a mother, and I will fight for my kids. Chapter 7. The Code. Jamal's voice crackles with intensity as he describes the unwritten rules that govern life behind bars. In here, it's not just survival of the fittest, it's about knowing your place. Respect runs deeper than blood, he says, his tone edged with a mix of authority and caution. The sounds of clinking metal and distant laughter fill the background, creating an electric atmosphere. He recounts the story of a newcomer who broke the cardinal rule, chancing an insult against a well-respected inmate. You don't just say what you want in here. There's a code, a way to navigate the chaos. Jamal describes the alliances formed through shared experiences, how bonds can protect or lead to betrayals. Yet, amid this volatile environment, he emphasizes the importance of loyalty. In a world that often forgets you, loyalty is the one law you can count on, your lifeline. His voice reverberates with the weight of truth, wrapping the listener in the realities of life behind bars. Chapter 8. Behind the Walls. Elena's voice trembles as she reflects on the unexpected friendships forged within the cold, unforgiving walls of the prison. In her quiet corner, surrounded by the echoes of inmates' laughter and distant clangs of metal doors, she shares stories of camaraderie that often blossom in adversity. It's funny, she muses, how you find support in the most unlikely places. We're all lost souls here, but sometimes we manage to light each other's paths. Elena recounts moments of kindness, small gestures like sharing a favorite book or offering a listening ear during showers of tears. Amidst the isolation and despair, she finds solace in a knitting circle, where women bond over shared vulnerabilities. The rhythmic clack of her needles underscores her emotional journey, a testament to their resilience and strength. Here, we become more than our pasts, she concludes softly. We become hope for one another. Chapter 9. Battles Within. Tina's voice trembles as she navigates the solitude of her confinement. The stark, cold walls of her cell close in, magnifying her thoughts, fears of the life she left behind and the dark actions that led her here. Every moment alone feels like an eternity, and in her isolation she confronts the turmoil of guilt and shame that swirl like a tempest in her mind. You think you're strong until you're alone, she whispers, the haunting echoes of the prison amplifying her introspection. Poetry becomes her refuge, a means of capturing her pain and resilience. Words spill onto paper, like lifelines connecting her to hope. But I'm not just this mistake, she reflects. Gradually, she recognizes an emerging strength, an unyielding resolve to confront her past. Her battle isn't just against the silence of her cell, but against the shadows within herself, illuminating the possibility of transformation amid despair. Chapter 10. Justice versus Survival. David's voice resonates with the weight of his past as he sits on the edge of his cot, the cold metal biting into his skin. In here, justice isn't what you think it is, he begins, a flicker of fire in his tone. It's a game, a chessboard where survival is the only goal. He recalls the moment he realized that the ideals he once fought for as a cop were tossed aside behind these walls. He grapples with moral dilemmas, witnessing acts of both courage and betrayal among inmates. The ambient sounds of metal clanking and distant shouts punctuate his story, mirroring the tensions that often escalate into violence. You either adapt or you end up as a victim, he says, a hard truth. As he contemplates the lengths to which he must go to survive, the lines blur between right and wrong, leaving him questioning everything he believed about justice. Chapter 11. Healing Hearts. As Sophia enters the dimly lit group therapy room, the weight of separation from her children feels almost unbearable. Yet within these walls a subtle warmth persists, a sanctuary where hope thrives amid despair. Her voice, steady yet tinged with vulnerability, recounts the stories shared by fellow inmates, tales of lost dreams, regrets, and the yearning for redemption. In this circle, each woman's narrative intertwines with another's, forming a tapestry of resilience and heartache. The ambient sounds of low murmurs and occasional laughter reflect the bonds forged in hardship. Sophia speaks of a woman who found solace in painting, transforming her pain into vibrant visuals, and another who writes letters to her children that may never be delivered. As they share their insights, the atmosphere shifts from stark reality to a blossoming sense of community. Proof that, even behind bars, healing and hope can flourish amidst the shadows. Chapter 12. Moments of Freedom. In the cramped confines of maximum security, precious moments of freedom often come in small, unexpected packages. We hear from Marcus, who recounts a rare afternoon when the sun peeked through the barred windows, casting warm light on the concrete floor. He describes how he and a few other inmates gathered for an impromptu game of basketball in the prison yard, laughter ringing through the air, affirming their shared humanity. The sound of sneakers squeaking on asphalt intermingles with their shouts of camaraderie, creating a vibrant atmosphere that punctuates the otherwise monotonous rhythm of prison life. For Elena, moments like these remind her of Sundays spent picnicking with her family, inspiring her knitting to take on a new purpose, crafting gifts for loved ones. These fleeting instances of joy, whether through art, laughter, or sports, affirm their resilience, highlighting the indomitable human spirit that flourishes even behind bars. Chapter 13. The Ripple Effect. Sophia's voice trembles as she shares the profound impact of her incarceration on her family. Every day, she begins, I think about my kids, how they must feel, wondering if I still love them. Their faces haunt me during the long nights. Her emotional reflections intertwine with sounds of muffled voices from a distant therapy session, emphasizing the collective struggles of families affected by the prison system. I missed birthdays, holidays, and those precious moments that create memories, she continues, her tone heavy with sorrow. As she recounts receiving letters filled with drawing and notes from her children, the ambient sound of paper rustles adds a poignant layer to her story. It's a cycle, she laments, noting how her absence has changed their lives and hers. But I hold on to hope. I want to break that cycle when I get out. Her determination to reconnect and heal underscores the resilience found in the face of adversity, ringing out against the backdrop of prison life.